Hard-working souls, gather round, gather round.
Coming up on Game On this week.
Do you suffer from stiff joints, wrenches, dislocations, cuts and bruises, anxieties and ravaged nerves?
We step back in time for a whiskey and a gunfight with Red Dead Redemption.
See you when the drink got the better of me.
Review the second greatest hits album from family Irish band The Cause, Just Cause 2.
And Johnny's taught a lesson in vinyl by the superstar producers behind DJ Hero.
First though, we like fire at Game On.
Yeah, fire and explosions.
Our pyromania is a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it means most of our favourite activities are technically illegal.
On the other, every now and then a game comes along that lets us indulge our dark side. Just Cause 2 is the latest third-person action-adventure title from Square Enix. It puts you in control of renegade agent Rico,
Spanish for tasty,
as he tries to take down his former mentor, who's gone rogue.
The game is set on the island of Panau, a fictional creation somewhere in Southeast Asia. It's a huge and diverse environment, though as a result of the ambiguous geography, the voice acting is just a little erratic.
Yeah, you can imagine the meeting at Square Enix now. Just Cause 2, set on the island of Panau, which we made up. What accent should we go for?
Well, if we made it up, we may as well just make up the accent as well.
Yeah, a bit of Mexican.
Nice.
Throw that in there, some Thai.
Bit of Russian?
Why not? Let's make it a party.
What are you doing?
As bizarre as the audio experience is, though, you can't help but forgive Just Cause 2. It absolutely oozes charm.
Square Enix have given us a totally over-the-top, balls-out game that refuses to take itself too seriously.
The opportunities for ridiculously elaborate destruction are flanked by addictive chaos tallies, making it a pacey, arcadey experience of surprising substance.
Basically, it's GTA 4, only with a pulse, a sense of humour and about 80% more explosions.
Yeah, and you don't have to date your own cousin just to keep him happy. If we were to offer you one piece of advice going into Just Cause 2, it'd be to set the difficulty one notch higher than you're normally used to. The Panau boot camp is clearly run by stormtroopers, because on anything below hard, the soldiers can't hit a barn door.
With a helicopter.
That's got really big, like, guns.
Those ones. On the plus side, you are able to aim with far greater accuracy than you'd normally expect from a third-person shooter. Headshots are easy and satisfying, and the in-game tally adds a great arcadey element.
The sense of reward with Just Cause 2 also increases with the difficulty, adding to the feeling of improbability in every insane stunt you pull off.
On the negative side, while the camera works fine for the most part, it's far from perfect when you're parachuting. Getting a good look around while you're surfing the silk is about as easy as arm wrestling an eel.
That's a weird metaphor.
Slippy.
You know, I get it, it's just...
Can't get any purchase.
No, I understand the metaphor. All in all, though, Just Cause 2 is brilliantly ridiculous, and as a result, ridiculously brilliant.
It's vibrant, addictive and refreshingly light-hearted. Game On gives Just Cause 2 9 explosions out of Fireball.
Now, what do you call it when you pulp a load of cooked potatoes in an elevator that's ascending?
No idea.
A mash-up.
Happily though, for each thing Nat doesn't know about mashups, there's an expert working at Freestyle Games.
Yeah, they're the guys responsible for Activision's massive turntabler DJ Hero, and if you've ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes to enable you to have a go at home, well, we can show you.
I've forgotten your name. Blakey. Blakey. We're going to use that. I'll show you a little something actually. This is a mix that was in DJ Hero 1.
What up? Hey, what up? Wu-Tang, 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 Wu-Tang. Toe-to-toe, I strike with the best. If I spit 10 rounds, 9 go connect. If you ain't feeling 1 or 2, I respect, cause I probably just forgot and wrote it strictly for my set. Coming up here, this is where the cheese at. Look here, more money, more pounds, my ass. Who's a naive cat that can still believe that? Ladies and gentlemen, right about now,
Oh. All right then.
So that mix was in DJ Hero 1, and yeah, it all starts off on these turntables. We get the 2 records, we see how the records mix together, see what parts we can use, what parts sound good scratched, and then it goes off to these remix guys, the very talented guys all around the room, and they get busy creating the levels. And we just go back and forth, putting in new scratches, putting in new things, just to make it as good as it can be.
Now, you made that look as easy as falling off a log.
A lot of practice went into that.
Yeah, I mean, how long have you been at this, and how long did this track take?
12 years of practice has gone into that.
12 years of practice, yeah. And this track took how long to nail down?
This one probably took, a week or 2, I'd say. They all take like roughly the same amount of time.
Okay.
We've got a formula, and it's quite quick now. We know exactly what we're doing, and we can knock these out quite quickly, actually.
He said DJ Hero 1 there. There is only one DJ Hero.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Why would you call it?
Shush.
Why would he? Yep. There is only one DJ Hero.
No, you just sound like a footballer.
One DJ Hero. Next up, what do you get when you
really?
give...
Another one?
Yep, bear with me. Next up, what do you get when you give robots the ability to disguise themselves, then split them into 2 separate warring factions?
I don't care.
Transformers.
Not a joke, that's a fact.
It is a fact, yeah. I was just seeing how perceptive you are. You're a bit slow today, aren't you? Are you running low on energon? That's
quite a good gag.
That is a gag. It's a Transformers gag right there. Boom.
Cybertron.
It launched in the 80s as a fairly blatant cash cow. It turned into a cult sensation. Now finally Transformers is getting the game it truly deserves.
It has never faced extermination.
Transformers War for Cybertron is the upcoming release from Activision, developed by High Moon Studios, the folk behind 2008's Bourne Conspiracy. From the modern logo, you could be forgiven for thinking it's the latest slice of the rebooted Transformers universe, but ultimately, you'd be wrong.
We must stand.
War for Cybertron is not Transformers as Michael Bay would have you believe. This version is mainly for those taller than 4'6", and apparently that was an easy choice to make.
I think if you were to ask anybody over at High Moon Studios, and if you go onto the forums and the message boards, it's all over the internet, you have a lot of Generation 1 fans who've been waiting 25 years to play their game. I grew up with the cartoon myself, all of us did, and to have the opportunity to sort of reimagine Transformers as we had envisioned them as a kid, only now, this is the game we've been waiting to play.
Of course, inevitably there are some similarities between the game and the film, but luckily this goes no further than the massive explosions. War for Cybertron promises all the action without the ordeal of watching Megan Fox try to act. Robotic actress jokes aside though, War for Cybertron's visual style is very true to the cel animated original. The Autobots and Decepticons aren't over-detailed like the Bayformers, instead they're more traditionally rendered. The vibrant colours and slightly blocky character builds immediately fill the game with a warm and welcome nostalgic glow. The game itself takes the form of a third-person shooter, alternating freely between fierce on-foot firefights and, naturally, bits where you're a robot in disguise, though it has to be said, driving at breakneck speed and blowing everything up doesn't strike me as a very good way of staying incognito, and how you would expect to keep your robotic nature a secret on a planet called Cybertron is beyond me. But anyway, robots are cool, transforming robots are cooler, and just like it was in 1984, that's all you need to know. As the title suggests, this game is set on Cybertron, a small fact that sets this title apart massively from previous Transformers products. In line with the Origins story arc, each character transforms differently to the way most fans will remember them. Instead of transforming into things from Earth, they transform into Cybertronian vehicles. Fans shouldn't worry though, as the departure isn't too severe, keeping the alternate forms true to each character. For instance, Starscream is still a jet-like character and Optimus is kept on trucking, but it still puts a visual slant on the game unlike anything Transformer gamers will have played before. The War for Cybertron is out later this year on every platform but Teletran 1, and though there are plenty of things remaining in disguise, we'll have plenty more for you on it nearer the launch.
Autobots, roll out!
And finally, Red Dead Redemption is looking tastier by the minute.
Gentlemen and Vagabonds is the latest video in a series of trailers released by Rockstar Games for their forthcoming Western sandbox adventure.
Did I miss anything?
On the strength of these neatly crafted little vignettes, the game combines an intriguing plot with stunning Wild West landscapes, wicked and historically accurate attention to detail, and some fantastic voice acting.
I'm a professor at Yale. I write books. I'm from Connecticut.
I say we tar and feather him right now.
I apologize if science is not your forte.
Goodbye, John Marston. It's been a great pleasure.
All that's left to judge then is the small matter of the gameplay. With Rockstar's third-person shooter track record, expectations are sky high for some spot-on game mechanics.
We'll be bringing you our impressions as soon as we're able to talk about them, including a full hands-on preview of the eagerly anticipated multiplayer mode in just over a week.
That's it for now though, we're off to the qualifying heats of the 17th International Eel Arm Wrestling Jamboree.
More gaming gobble gobble next week. It's very hard to mime arm wrestling an eel. They don't even have arms.
No. Gentlemen and Vagabonds is the latest video in a series of trailers released by Rockstar Games for their forthcoming Western sandbox adventure.
That sounded quite boring.
Yes.
You bored me with that. There's Rockstar Games for their forthcoming Western sandbox adventure. Sorry. You've been doing too many news reports. You're getting too good at the news. Gentlemen and Vagabonds is the latest video in a series of trailers released by Rockstar Games for their forthcoming Western sandbox adventure.
Calling it Ipswich, Derby and Chesterfield.
Your train will be delayed.
Gentlemen and Vagabonds.
You're going to think about that now.
Gentlemen and Vagabonds. In a series of trailers released by Rockstar Games for their forthcoming...
It read a bit like that. You've got to make it sing.
Okay.
Put the emphasis on unexpected syllables.
Okay.
Okay.
For their forthcoming Western sandbox adventure.
Boom! You nailed it! Okay. Guantanamera. Are we doing this again? Or do we think we've got that?
Once more.
Okay.